Once again in the car. Good morning. It's not night. It's just November. Hi guys, this is Connie, and you'll probably hear the happy little coos and excited breaths of baby bear Tryon in the back. Although right now I'm currently carrying my scarf. I gotta tell you, I'm slightly embarrassed at myself because we're not supposed to judge. Otherwise, we will be judged by the same measure that we are judged. And, it's interesting how foolish and ignorant and prideful I can be in my own head and then suddenly get schooled when I'm face to face with somebody. Yeah, I know. Mommy's trying to learn. You'd think, being an adult, she'd know better, but she doesn't. After plans today, my sister is texting me, and I will text her back momentarily. She'll probably come out and see us, but actually, it starts with that might help make the story go a little bit better. My sister has a very decent job, and God bless her and my mother. They both work night shifts. I would lose my ever-loving mind if I had to work a night shift. Long term, I could probably do it short term for a period, but I crave sleep, and when it's dark, especially the winter, I feel like everybody gets the winter blues because it gets dark so early, and it's just, I want to sleep, I want to hibernate, I want the sunshine. I don't want the scalding heat of summer. I still just want sunshine because I like light and I'm scared of the dark. But every year, her work gives her a turkey for Thanksgiving. And the last 2 years, she's never used them. And so she asked me, she's like, I know what I just did. I'm leaning over on the passenger seat, and therefore it's getting the trigger that, hey, there's somebody in that seat. They don't have their seatbelt on. I will try to make things short. But I keep saying that. I feel like I should shut up and stop saying that because I'm wasting another 30 seconds that I could have been putting together more of my story. Yeah, because that's the thing. She had a turkey. She didn't know if we needed it. My parents had already bought one because we are hosting Thanksgiving this year. So we've got a 20-pound turkey that my brother has graciously offered to deep fry, which is going to be awesome. Deep fried in peanut oil. It's going to be so good. But my sister's like, hey, I got a 12.5-pound turkey here that I'm not going to use, and I don't want it taking up space in my fridge because I don't have enough to, I need to find it a home. I said, give me a minute. Jumped on my Facebook and found somebody immediately, within a half an hour. Somebody was like, I will take your turkey. I said, awesome. I will have to get back in touch with you tomorrow when I have this turkey. So I just dropped it off at this neighborhood. Now, and see, this is the part where I'm like, wow, I need to remember not to judge people and not to judge too harshly. Makes me think that my preconceived ideas and stereotypes are totally wrong, at least in this situation. When I think of the neighborhood that I just had to enter, it's a gated community with a guard that I have to show identification in order to get into. Your name has to be on a list or you can't get in. And the only time that I could get in was when I was a school bus driver, because obviously you're driving a school bus full of students. But I always assume that people that live in that neighborhood are well off, you can afford to have a turkey. And then the more I start thinking and processing through stuff, the more I'm like, well, those are really expensive houses, not all of them are McMansions. I know another family that has like 3 generations living in one house, because not only is it affordable, but you're able to accommodate the generations in this house, and it's beautiful, and they're lovely, and they're I have fantastic friends and people that I love to be around. And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, not all rich people live in gated communities. And the sad part is, like, I can remember a conversation I had a few years ago with somebody where you basically had there's some sort of word. There's a phrase that I can't remember at this moment. I think it's called like a shell house, or like a bare bones, or like a skeleton house, where legitimately you can afford the house, but you can't even like afford furniture to decorate and furnish the house appropriately. And I just, like, a part of me was like, why am I dropping off a free turkey in this development? And it's because, and then a part of me goes, you save that money and you can pay your mortgage by not having to spend money on turkeys, getting those opportunities when you can. I was like, this makes so much sense, duh. And so I feel a little foolish, and I'm a little humbled, because I should know better. And I still, like, I was so quick to get ready to jump on text message with my sister and kind of gossip and be like, you're never going to believe where I'm taking this turkey. Because you want to believe that it's a rich people neighborhood. And it's not a rich people neighborhood. I think it offers a lot of space, a lot of notoriety, and the gated community is an awesome plus to a lot of people. I know if I could afford it, there's no guarantee, but I like that it gives that idea of safety that a lot of people enjoy and want to experience when they think about a permanent home to put roots down for. So, just another one of those moments where I'm learning how to just not be a jerk. And so I certainly hope that Connie in the future, and offspring that doesn't understand words yet and complete sentences, learns that, sometimes we can be idiots. And I feel like I almost want to turn around and transition into, especially on the road, don't drive like an idiot. Says the one who is vlogging in her car. As a side note though, Haymarket and if you haven't been in the area in the last 3 to 5 years, you are going to be desperately lost, because they have fully upgraded this whole area. I don't know why I'm so amazed at the development, and the more I think about it, the more I'm going, well, my neighborhood probably looks like a rundown suburb. Maybe it's more urban now. And I wouldn't think so, because I love where I live. I love the neighborhoods I've lived around. Some of them have more sketchy reputations, but I've never had an incident, and I know that there's a lot of people that I know that can't say that, and I don't say that to count myself as lucky or #blessed. I say that to say I'm appreciative of a comfort that makes me happy to know that in most cases in my life, I will choose and can comfortably say I don't have a fear of walking down the street in my own neighborhood. Can't always say that for night, but that's just, the whole scared of the dark thing. I do feel quite foolish, and definitely feel humbled to admit that some of the ways I think are not correct. And I'm glad to see that in myself, because if anything, these videos are mostly for me, trying to learn from my mistakes, trying to learn when I do, because everybody's growing, everybody, for lack of a better term, evolves. People grow up, people gain maturity as they go through living life. And I think I've just gotten tired of, what's up, Bub-Bubs? You got your leather, you're good. Yeah, chew on it for me, baby. even to be so bold as to pray a prayer one time, I said, God, help me to learn these lessons quickly. I don't have, I essentially was like, all right, God, I'm not getting any older, or I'm not getting any younger. Please help me learn these lessons now, because I don't have a decade to learn it. I would rather be living that decade out, having learned the lessons that he's trying to teach me, and be a mature human being, rather than being like, I spent decades of my life, waiting and growing and being patient. And there's nothing wrong with that. But in these situations, in a handful of situations, I'm glad that it hasn't taken decades. But I know that there are some people's stories out there where it's taken decades and they've had to wait. And there's this beautiful story that God weaves in those years. And then there are other times where I really am one of those, instant gratification. All right, let's hop to it. Make it happen now. Make it happen quick now. So it's interesting to see where God is long-suffering and where he helps me learn them a lot faster. Like having patience with that. So yeah, there's my Connie's notes. That's November 1 take every day. It's only the 18th. Tomorrow she gets dedicated. Oh my goodness. I still haven't done my homework. There were 3 different options that they gave you about, I did half a video addressing that and another subject that came up about who I want her to be when she grows up and how can I help facilitate that. Yes, I know you're hungry. I've got you. And I haven't read the other 2, but Mustachio and I will probably do that very soon. This will be fun. I'm gonna see if I can get this to work here at the red light so that you can see what happens. This is how I have to feed her when we're in the car. Did I get the chunks out? Yes, I got the chunks out. So, hey, Bubba. Hey, you ready? There we go. Half of my body will be back that way, and the other half, the better half, because this is my dominant hand, gets to drive. So, this is fun. At least I found a red light. Thank you, Jesus, for a red light. Growing and learning, and I share it with you. Be careful with that and enjoy, please, and thank you. And I will see you next time. The only other thing we have planned today is a Pokemon Go raid. So if I do end up recording some of that, I'll try to post an unlisted link in the description. That's its own extra video for a whole nother time at some point. Bye.